Hello, Temple Beth Tikva and other sorted friends and chosen family. We are in the second week of counting the Omer. Last week, the first week, we reflected on the character trait of chesed, of loving kindness. And this week, the Jewish mystics call on us to reflect on an opposite trait to loving kindness, and that is Gevurah. Strength, discipline, maybe boundaries. Gevurah is as important as chesed, as loving kindness. If all we do is open and accept and embrace and embrace and embrace, we might get hurt because some of the intentions and forces out there in the world maybe aren't so great for us. Last week I talked about this year my chesed practice, my work at loving kindness was to move back into a plant-based diet so that I could think about loving the creation, loving other creatures on a regular basis, particularly when I eat, not because I think it's not right to eat other creatures, but I think it is neat to practice exercising the choice of resisting eating that which I can eat for some other purpose. And for me, that's a practice of loving kindness, but you can see how the practice of discipline is going to be really important if that effort at loving kindness is going to get traction. One has to stick to one's guns. One has to walk one's talk. And that reminds me of the teaching that I wanted to share. There's two ways we can go about increasing our disciplined practice, our self-restraint. One way would be to, as the rabbis teach, use our inclination for good, our inclination for order in the universe to manage, to overcome our inclination towards chaos and self-indulgence. Right, so we overcome those traits that we want to keep in check. Another approach to self-discipline and self-restraint might be, rather than to look at what we have to channel away from, would be to develop a positive trait with great regularity and practice. So one might say that I continue this work towards loving kindness not by resisting my desire to not eat a living being, but rather to push my desire to ingest plant life, to be positive in my disciplined practice, to focus my practice on that which I will do rather than what I will avoid doing. Probably both techniques are necessary, but I think it's worthwhile to know which technique we're exercising when. If I am only avoiding that which I wish to avoid, I'm putting a lot of energy into avoidance and not a lot of energy into developing that which I will do instead, because I think that the outcome of that which I will do instead is better. So rather than avoiding meat, I look at how might I enjoy what plant world has to offer for my sustenance, and can I up some skills in cooking and acquiring that which I'm going to eat, rather than focus on all that which I'm not going to do. Interesting, subtle, But counting the Omer is a subtle practice. It's about looking at the subtleties in our character and developing the subtleties that make us better, happier, more powerful, um, more fulfilled in life. Well, I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful week in the counting of the Omer, and I invite you to pay attention to disciplined practices, to that which you do on a regular basis, and how do you go about it? Do you go about it by intimidating and instilling fear in yourself, shame in yourself, or do you do it by exploring and cultivating a sense of can-do attitude, like, wow, look at me eat this salad. Wow, look at how filling this vegetarian entree was. That's my bag. Good luck to you in sorting out your bag, and I'll look forward to our next visit. Bye. Stay safe, and don't forget to reach out if you need anything.